Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be another Canadian Soldier Reacts video, and today we're looking at a day in the life of the U.S. Army infantryman. Uh, for those of you who have been watching the channel for a while, you will know that I am a Canadian Forces infantryman, or infantier as we call them in Canada. I spent 12 years from 1987 to 1998 in the 1st Battalion of the Royal Canadian Regiment. So I am intimately versed with what a day in the life of an infantier might be. So let's take a look.
This is my dream.
Okay, so right off the bat, that's not really the kind of thing you would be doing. A squad automatic weapon, you're generally taught to have that down on the bipod and to be down behind it. And I'm also confused as to why there's a C8, whatever the Americans call it, I don't know, but that's a carbine version, short barrel version of a 5.56 rifle sitting in the dirt right there. I'm assuming that it's this guy's, but in Canada, we wouldn't have had that. If you had this would be the C9, the machine gun, the squad automatic weapon, would have been a C9 in Canada. And if you had that, if you were carrying that, that's all you were carrying. Obviously, this guy's firing blanks, and there's a BFA on the end of it, and then there's Miles gear. I'm assuming this is Miles gear. I believe that's Miles gear right there. So Miles gear is basically laser tag for the Army. Yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think these are the sensors. Although I'm not convinced I'm seeing this correctly. Anyway, yeah, this is kind of a Hollywood thing. I'm guessing he's doing this for the camera. Okay, so this is like section attack or platoon attack training. Okay, here you go. He's got it actually down on the bipod now. That's better. Ooh, dramatic music. Nice intro. U.S. Army Day in the Life. Okay.
So I just started joining the army because, man, as a kid, it was a dream. It was really a dream. It was this is what I've always wanted to do as a kid.
Cool. Wasn't my dream, but I made a weird decision. Well, one that I don't know. You know, some days I think it was a good decision, and some days I don't. But when I went to the recruiter, the recruit center, I was given a test, and they gave me all of my possible trades that I could go, and there were only two crossed off the entire list, or maybe three, I'm not sure. And I said I wanted to go infantry, and I said it was because it was the hardest job that the Canadian Forces had to offer. And there have been many a day that I regretted that decision. So typically days, so we're talking day in the life, right? So they're doing, I'm assuming they're doing PT right now, physical training. So there would be many different types of typical days. If you're in garrison, a typical day would start off with PT at like 6 a.m. And you do your PT for an hour or more, depending. And then you'd get let off to have a shower. I think you'd have like an hour, maybe even an hour and a half to get a shower, get breakfast, and then get back out formed up for parade.
Kid, you know, I had toy soldiers. I watched all.
Okay, so I think, and I'm a little bit guessing here. So obviously this guy's got a ranger tag, an airborne tag, although I think that and the eagle patch, I think, mean basically the same thing. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know in the comments down below. This would be your jump wings. I didn't have anything equivalent to that. This, I'm guessing, is your air assault wings. Now, my entire unit was a special forces unit. including air assault. We did, in fact, I'd say probably 40% of what we did was air assault. And this guy would be a three-stripe sergeant in the American forces. That would be a section commander, and that would be the equivalent of a master corporal in Canada, and that's what I was. So I was essentially this guy.
All the movies. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
he
these
really
we
like
would do these kinds
integrated
of things for PT.
my vision of what I want to do.
We would also go on like 5 and 10 mile runs, and then we would do this kind of a thing, or maybe we'd do the confidence course, obstacle course, fireman's carries. We do log carries, all kinds of.
A lot for me, so I just want to give back to the country.
Yeah, they're really
And
focusing
I
on.
think
Yeah,
being in the
okay, we did a
military,
lot of these.
joining the army and doing my part really,
But all
really
of
is like,
this would have been the first hour, 2 hours in the morning, right? So, I mean, we're 2 minutes in, we're almost a third of the way into this, and they're focused literally on the first 2 hours of the morning
my
so
main
far.
purpose, why I
Hardly a
wanted to
day
join.
in the life so far.
The reason I wanted to join infantry was just like I told you my brother was in the army as well, and he's actually an MP, and he always talked about like
Okay, so, I mean, they're still talking about this guy and his family and his brother, but they're showing some more of the training. Now, this is interesting. So, this guy's wearing a ghillie suit. Generally, only recce tended to wear ghillie suits. We would do cam and concealment outside of recce. I'm also recce qualified. Um, but most people didn't do a full ghillie suit, and especially you're not using a ghillie suit in Fibua. This is fighting in built-up areas or house clearing. Obviously, the ghillie suit is completely useless in that kind of environment. This kind of training would only have been done really under two circumstances. Well, no. I mean, sometimes, very rarely when we were in garrison would we do that. More often, this kind of training would have been done either during our workups to some sort of a deployment or some sort of an exercise, because we always did workups for that. Or if you were on a course like a recce course, a sniper course. Well, actually, to be honest, any kind of a course. Actually, we did fighting in built up areas training probably 2 or 3 times a year, but it's not a typical day.
oh man, I wish I could have been infantry. They're like the tip of the spear. They're the ones that go in first. They're like
Okay, so
the main
that guy with
fighters.
the ghillie suit
He's the
was
ones that
actually a sniper. He was carrying a sniper rifle, but what he's doing in that situation is a little bit weird. All of them appear to be carrying carbines at this point. That's the short barrels, um, which is interesting because I was under the impression, like in Canada, only certain people got the carbines, and I was under the impression it was the same thing in the American military.
put their lives in front of danger for everybody else.
And this guy's got his weapon canted. Nobody canted their weapon. Again, that's a Hollywood thing. That's the kind of thing you do for the camera.
And I think that's what I've always wanted to do. I just kind of wanted to help people. I think infantry really they put their emotions.
The recoil throws your shot, throws your breathing off. Like, don't do that, guys.
Put their
Didn't do. We never did full automatic like that. You'll notice his fingers pressed hard down on that trigger, and it's going at it. That is just honestly, it's wasting ammunition. Again, another Hollywood thing. It's just something that they do for the camera. But if you're actually trying to fire on target and you're firing like that, you're missing 50 to 75% of the time.
A combat zone to close with and destroy the enemy.
Like what he's doing there is literally for area suppression. You would do that in very close combat, and you would do it only to keep people's heads down. And I don't know of anybody who ever actually did it.
Ones that win the war, I mean, we're the infantry. We come in and we destroy enemy forces so that we can provide a freedom of maneuver for other support personnel in that environment.
Okay, so that guy just ate the TONEs and he's regurgitating it, but he's not wrong in what he's saying. The infantry is the only specialty that can take and hold ground. And the job of the infantry is to close with and destroy the enemy, period. That's it. And the infantry is the only profession that has that mandate. Everyone else has something slightly different. So I don't know what Americans call these. We called them Chinooks in Canada, and we use these a lot. This would fit a platoon. I think technically 28 odd people fit in that. A lot of times we fit more than that in it. But we use these all the time. The other thing that we used a lot was twin engine Hueys. And those would be a single section. So you get, 3 or even 4 of those per platoon.
One period of darkness over 500 nautical miles into a combat zone where we can close with and destroy all enemy forces lethally and...
Close with and destroy all enemy forces lethally. Is there any other kind of destroy? Again, he's he's trying to sound smart. This is more like a recruiting video. So far, I haven't seen a day in the life of anything here. I've seen a few of the things that we do, but this is a recruiting video.
As quick as possible. Single foul, boys. So the transformation contact within the 101st Airborne Air Assault, as well as the United States Army as a whole, is allowing the freedom of maneuver.
That I believe is a Black Hawk. Flown in them, but only with the Americans.
For soldiers from the team level all the way up to a brigade.
So this would be training. I mean, you see them getting in, they're not really wearing anything. I'm not sure exactly what training that they're doing, but we would have done this kind of thing on, initial helicopter familiarization training.
Combat team to move those soldiers safely into a battle space so that they can be more lethal on the objective.
Oh, so this is a fast rope. Markedly different than rappelling. We did a lot of rappelling out of helicopters. It was only in the last couple of years that I was in that they actually started getting into the fast roping. The fast roping is a lot easier, but also more dangerous, because if any idiot lets go, he's fallen, whatever it is, 20 feet, 30 feet to the ground. So, you really, you got to be careful, a lot more careful with that than you do with rappelling. But rappelling, while it's safer, it takes significantly longer than fast roping. So in an actual combat situation, you'd always want to be fast roping. Oh, what is that? So the closest thing we would have had to this, we would have called an iltis. I don't know what they have now. I think the iltises are gone again. If you know whether Canada still has iltises or not, let me know in the comments down below. The iltis is significantly smaller than this, like significantly. I'd say it's almost a quarter. In fact, no. If you took two iltises and put them sideways, that's about the size of this thing. They would have fit 4 people, and that's it. Yeah. Creating lethality that the United States Army has never seen before. So again, I'm going back to, this is not a day in the life. This is showing you a bunch of really cool things about the infantry, and there's a lot of cool things about the infantry. I don't know what he means by lethality here, because these things obviously are unarmored vehicles. Not only are they able to be taken out by small arms fire, but they're the people inside are able to be taken out by small arms fire. Not the kind of thing we would have ever considered going anywhere near a battlefield with. You're deployed in a platoon at the smallest if you're going into any kind of actual battle. So if you're employing lethality, you're deployed as a platoon attack. Yeah, it seats 8 people. Okay, now we're going back to this guy and his family.
It's a lot, and you know, in a family in the military, really gets put through.
Okay.
Through a lot of strain.
Yeah.
You know, we deploy,
so this is back to the.
training,
This is a recruiting video. It's showing you that you can be in the military and still have a family life.
We not just long ago.
And that's true.
The large-scale, long-range air assault mission.
All of our people
and
had
it
family
lasted
lives.
about.
Yeah, that wasn't anything even remotely close to a day in the life of. But you know, it was a good video for showing or trying to convince people to join the army, I guess. I'm not really good at PR stuff, so I don't know how good that is. But I mean, it showed a couple of things that the infantry would do. The thing is, the infantry will do so much more than that, and it will be widely varied depending on where you are in your, I'll call it a rotation cycle. Like, you'll have times when you're in garrison, times when you're in the field, times when you're on deployment, and times when you're on course. Deployment would include exercise or on action. Well, no, okay. Say on exercise, on deployment, or on course. So there's 5, I'll say general, just off the top of my head, 5 general types of days that an infantier would go through, and they're all markedly different. This one looked like a bit of a hybrid of a lot of them, just kind of trying to show the reasons that you might want to join the army. So, I mean, not bad. Pretty cool. All right, that's going to be it for me for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Leave a like on the video and leave a comment, because it really helps. All of those things really help the channel. It helps me get out to more people, and I would really appreciate it, guys. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.